So guys, the Marshall Middleton has become one of my new favorite speakers. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Audio Inside Scoop. For those of you that may have missed the last episode, we are not only in a new location, but we are trying a new format on the show here. The goal is to give you guys a little bit more control over what you will be seeing. A bit more say in what I do to kind of cater the channel more to you guys' needs. We will still be doing the Here With Me's, we will still be doing the compares. The change though is that we are gonna have some separate unboxings and kind of info and review videos. From there, you guys comment and let me know what you wanna see the speakers compared to, and if you wanna see it in a Here With Me style format or a review style format, or both. Whatever you guys wanna see is where we'll go from here. As for today, well, today we're bringing back Marshall into the mix. We had covered the Emberton and Willen, but when the new gens came out, I kind of got sidetracked and forgot to come back to the Middleton. Let's correct that and bust this guy out of the box for a review and maybe a compare. You guys want to see how it compares with the Detroit? You guys want to see how it compares with, I don't know, the Charge, something like that? With something else, anything else. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Now you guys may be wondering why I have the box facing the wrong way, why we have the back of the box. Well, the reason is that Amazon is where I ordered this time, and they decided to ship it by itself in the box, and they just covered up the beautiful box art with a big fat label on the front. And after spending way too much time, way more time than I care to admit, trying to peel off the sticker and pretty up the box, I finally decided, you know what, I'll just explain it to you guys and you'll probably be understanding, and we'll go ahead and post a picture of what the box art kind of looks like on the screens behind me so you guys can get a view of it. But anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box and we will see what it looks like. Alright, now first off, we are going to have our USB cable, which is a USB to USB-C. Next, we're going to have our strap, which we can put on or leave off. Then we have our Marshall Quick Start Guide, our legal and safety information, and our silica gel pack. And most importantly, let's take a look at our Marshall Middleton. Alright, next we're going to talk about your wrist strap. We have kind of instructions on the front here, tell you how to put it on. Basically what you're going to do, you have this little knob here. You want to unscrew it, you're going to slide this through here, flip the top back over, and then screw that piece back on. There it is, the Marshall Middleton, the biggest in the Marshall's line of battery-powered portables. First off, let's get price out of the way. MSRP on this guy is going to be $299.99, which is not bad at all for the size in the market that it kind of sits in. You'll see the same MSRP on the Klipsch Detroit. It'll cost you $80 more for the JBL Extreme and $100 more for the Bose SoundLink Max. Let's also go ahead and get colors out of the way. We have two options available in the Marshall Middleton. We have the black and brass and cream, which is what we have here today. Now, as for first impressions, guys, we have seen Marshalls before and we kind of knew it was going to be sturdy even before taking it out of the box. No surprises here, it did feel just as sturdy and looked just as good as the others in the lineup. I'll also note here that this guy does feature the same logo as the Emberton 2, which is a welcome sight. I wasn't a really huge fan of the new logo, the updated logo in the Gen 3, but this is kind of expected for it to have that same logo because it was released around the same time as the Gen 2, maybe just a little bit later than the Gen 2 Emberton. As for size, we are measuring 4.29 by 9.06 by 3.74 inches and weighing in at 4 pounds. On the bigger size for a portable, but still pretty easy to transport, especially with the included strap. Our waterproof rating is IP67, so water and dust resistant. As per usual, I threw it in the bathtub here, and as expected, it does not float. With this size, floating is pretty rare, if not unheard of. That option kind of goes away when you get into this size. We did still have functionality when we pulled it out of the water, but it did take a while to dry off before sounding normal again. As for battery life, we show 20 plus hours of battery life, which for the size and the amount of output that it's going to provide is pretty great. It also features a quick charge, so 20 minutes of charge will get you 2 more hours, and to get back up to full battery, it'll only take 4.5 hours of charge time. I am also showing reverse charging capabilities here, so you can charge your phone or your device with your speaker, so you can use it as a portable battery backup as well, which is a great inclusion in a lot of these new speakers. The USB cable that it does come with is a USB A to C though, so it's not going to function with this product. You will need a USB C to C in order to get this kind of functionality. As for Bluetooth tech, we are showing Bluetooth 5.1, which is not the latest and greatest, but it's no slouch either. Keep in mind that this speaker was released in early 2023, so while it's definitely still relevant and awesome, it's not going to have the latest technology. Also keep in mind that the Emberton 3, despite having the latest tech, actually lost my vote against the Emberton 2, which did not have the latest tech. The latest gen, the latest tech does not always mean that it is going to be the best, so keep that in mind when we're watching this review. Now, for connection mentions, the Middleton does also feature an aux port, so you guys can still use that 3.5mm jack. Those looking to boost the sound of the speaker, you will still see stack mode in the Middleton. That means that you can pair several stack mode capable speakers together to increase performance, to widen soundstage, or just to spread the sound all over. Stack mode is an awesome feature, and you can set it up using the Marshall app. Additionally, while on the app, you can also use it to adjust the EQ from your device. That said, one of my favorite features of the Middleton is the fact that you don't need to use the app to EQ. Marshall has included basic EQ right on top of the speaker. Check this out. You have bass and treble buttons right on top. For default, they're set to the middle, but you can kind of adjust down or up on the fly based on your tastes, based on your music, or whatever you're listening to, or just based on the room or environment you're in. Now, while on the topic of buttons, you also have your Bluetooth button and your multifunction knob that allows you to play, pause, track skip, and volume up and down. Next, for those interested in using it as a speakerphone, unfortunately it does not have a mic. Some have this, some don't, it's kind of hit or miss. This isn't going to be a deal breaker for me, but it may be for you. So if you want to use it as a speakerphone, this is not going to be the speaker for you. Now let's talk about what drives the sound. What's going on inside here? What's in the box? The Middleton has two 3-inch 15-watt woofers, two 3/5 inch 10-watt tweeters, and two passive radiators. Powering those is two 20-watt Class D amps for the woofers and two 10-watt Class D amps for the tweeters, which all results in a claimed spec of 87 decibel SPL at 1 meter and the ability to dig down to 50 hertz on the low end. Additionally, worth mentioning is that those drivers are firing from the front and the rear, so it's going to sound the same from the front as it does from the back, which is going to give you that same 360 sound that we've come to know and love in our Emberton models as well. Alright, so with specs out of the way, I did want to break away for a bit, and I'm going to listen to this speaker, and I'll be back with my thoughts on what it sounds like. So, be right back. So guys, the Marshall Middleton has become one of my new favorite speakers. This thing sounds awesome. It is the perfect blend of size and sound. It had the expected sound profile that we've heard before with the Emberton and with the Willen, but it was able to dig deeper and cover more of the frequency band. It's not too small, so you're actually able to get that cabinet volume, and with the passive radiators, it's able to expand the cabinet, quote unquote, and get you some really rich, deep bass. So honestly, everything I listened to, I enjoyed. It did have what I like to call a sweet spot of, like, say the 60 to 80% volume range, but it still sounded good at 90%. It still sounded decent at 100%. All these size speakers, when they get to 100%, you're kind of pushing it a little bit, but it still sounded decent. It wasn't unlistenable at 100%. The sweet spot is right there though in the 60 to 80% range, and it sounded awesome. It sounded amazing within that range. And I honestly, like, What I'll do typically is I won't listen to full songs because I want to get these videos out to you guys quickly. I won't listen to full songs, I'll listen to like a quarter of a song or half a song, and I'll track through a bunch of them. I had trouble turning off music while I was listening to it. I listened to this thing while I ate my lunch. I listened to this thing while I was doing the dishes. I took it outside. I took it on the four-wheeler ride, which I know there's like 4 to 7 people that love the four-wheeler ride, so I still make sure to include that on almost every video. This guy was no slouch on the four-wheeler ride. It actually was able to keep up. About 20 miles an hour, you could still hear the speaker over the four-wheeler. When you got up to about 30-ish miles an hour, that's when the four-wheeler kind of started to drown it out. I could still hear it over the four-wheeler, but you're only hearing kind of the high frequencies at that point, and you had to crank it super hard. A lot of times we'll have issues with, say, it sounds amazing in a small room, but as soon as you take it in a large room, it kind of loses the low frequencies, it has trouble reproducing. We did not have that issue with the Middleton. When it was outside, when it was in a large room, when it was anywhere, it reproduced the sound very accurately, it reproduced the sound very well, and it sounded great in all of these environments. It definitely had depth. I could definitely feel all the instruments playing all simultaneously, but you could actually feel the soundstage, you could feel the depth within the speaker. So far up to this point, one of my favorite speakers has been the Klipsch Detroit. I'm gonna have to get the Detroit out and put it up against this guy. I think one of the interesting factors that's gonna come into play with those two speakers is that the Middleton has all of the power pushing in 2 different directions, whereas the Detroit is coming straight at you. So I'm curious to see how that affects performance. If you have better performance from the front, but you lose out on the 360 sound, I really think it's gonna be a great compare. So stay tuned for that, guys. As for a synopsis, all in all, I have so far loved this thing. I'm gonna keep playing with it and keep testing it, and we're gonna bring it back for some side-by-side reviews and side-by-side here with me's. In my opinion, the biggest features that set it apart from the rest of the market are the 360 sound and the ability to adjust the EQ on the fly. The Marshall sound profile is also a huge factor, as it is a speaker after all, and sound quality for me, and I imagine for you guys as well, is on the very top of the priority list. Now, that is all I'm gonna have for you guys today on the Marshall Middleton. With the new format, the next step is for you guys to leave a comment below and let me know what you wanna see it compared to in either a Here With Me style or a review style format, or both. As soon as I grab the tally from you guys, it'll be on to the next phase with the comparisons. And I also just picked up a bunch of party boxes. So we've got comparisons coming soon, we've got party boxes coming soon. Really, a ton of content soon. So hit that like and subscribe button below and be the first to know when all of this new content releases. Until then though, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon for another brand new episode of Audio Inside Scoop.